How long is it? 3 hours? So half a million, 500,000. So there's probably 15,000.
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
Good evening, everybody.
It feels like church.
Let's talk about.
I definitely need glasses.
I didn't see you.
We can solve that for you.
Well, it's been a great day. I think we all got an opportunity to share with each other, share best practices. I certainly learned a lot just from getting a chance to see all of you today. So hopefully you got to talk with each other and enjoy yourself. So we're going to give away a few awards despite many of the people leaving before we had a chance to. But the first thing I'd like to do is just recognize Sigma for putting together a great meeting and helping us. So all of you, thank you so much for putting this on. You know, everything, the castle, the tour, which I didn't get a chance to see, but hopefully it was nice for many of you to really have a chance to see that and how the loops are repaired. So the first thing I'd like to talk about is really 4 particular dealers. Is it 4? Yeah, that's right. That have been with us for 15 years. And I've been actually working as an international sales and working with these people for about 7 myself, but there's one particular person named Jeff Kaplan who hired and worked with all 4 of these distributors. And over the years I've heard great stories. One we heard today regarding Simit Dental, where Andrea Venturelli had met in a bar and struck up a conversation with Jeff Kaplan, who was the international sales manager at the time, and they just had decided on this agreement, and next thing you know they're selling loops. And who would have thought, 15 years ago what these funny looking glasses would be today, right? So, yeah. And another dealer in Greece who we'd like to represent or recognize, Avon Dental, who's also been with the company for 15 years. So there are 2 distributors here that I'd like to just give an award to tonight. The first being Simit Dental, who I've had a great opportunity to work with for the last 7 years. Monica, I had a chance to meet her 5 years ago. I have certainly learned a lot. And it's been a great experience for me, so on behalf of Orascoptic, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Here, come on here. It's like
Official.
Here you go.
Oh! Thank you to everybody.
Do you want to thank your producer and your agent?
Yes.
Oh, just so you don't break it on the way home. Now another dealer who left today, seated our dealer in France, is another great representative of a distributor who really represents the kind of selling that our company does, and they have great people. They're very passionate. Every year I get an opportunity to go to the largest dental meeting in Europe every year, the ADF in Paris. You go to this booth and you see all these people sit down and sell our products, it's truly a great thing to watch. So unfortunately he couldn't be here. I gave him his award earlier, and but now one of the things I wanted to talk about is Sigma Dental.
Okay.
And I was thinking what I'd say earlier. You know, I grew up with a father who was a salesman, and when I was really young, he used to pick me up and take me in his car, and we'd go out on sales calls, and he sold building maintenance supplies, industrial cleaners, like really hard stuff to sell. And you walk into a school, and he'd like have this 3-color pen, and he'd say, "Hey, Mr. Johnson, here you go, here's a 3-color pen, use the green on St. Patrick's Day. Let's go to your office, I want to show you something." And at the time I was frightened, I had no idea what that was, but over the years I learned a lot from that experience. And you know, today I've arrived at this point, and I got a chance to work with many of you. And you know, the one thing that my dad runs a business today that he's had for more than 25 years, and his motto of his business is knowledge, integrity, service. And nothing represents that more than Sigma Dental, and I've learned so much. Thank you for the opportunity.
Sure.
Oh, all right.
Thank you very much for this beautiful present, and I would like to take the opportunity to say thank you for 15 years with a lot of big waves on top and big low waves. It has been until today a great experience to work together, and I think we have had a lot of success together. We learned a lot from each other, and it was a great honor to have the opportunity to organize this wonderful meeting for you with your help. Of course, obviously, it's your meeting, it's your show. And we will do everything to get the next 15 years on the paper.
All right.
Who's next? James is going to come up and present a word. Oh, yeah, why don't you? Oh, that's actually mine.
This is yours? Okay. I thought you had everything in your head.
Cool. So we honored some of our longtime veteran dealers. I actually am going to recognize one of our newer dealers. And we actually gave them an award earlier in the year, but we're going to recognize them at this ceremony. And this award is called the Rising Star Award. So it's based on the dealer who sells the highest percentage over the previous year. And so to me, this award is about commitment and that resolve, really, to keep pushing the line that might necessarily, in certain markets, be quite as easy to sell as in other markets. In the United States, we no longer have to answer the question, why should I use loops? The question we fight is, why should I buy Orascoptic versus someone else? But in some of these markets, you're answering the question, why do I even need loops? And so you have to do a lot more educating of the marketplace. And so to stick with that, because you do get turned down a lot because they don't see the value yet. But to stick with it and have the drive to increase your sales by 238% from your previous year is just amazing. It shows a commitment from their entire sales force. So what we want to do is, and we gave them an award, but if you could stand up, we want to recognize our friends from Russia. So 238% next year too, guys.
Sounds like a good number.
That's a good goal.
David's gonna hand out an award now.
So I was thinking, the next dealer that has to put on this event is going to have quite a large pair of shoes to fill, so. When you go back, you'll have to think about what to do next for the next dealer meeting.
Sicily.
Yeah,
Great
Milan,
idea.
that would be a nice, yeah. So, I'm gonna give the Dealer of the Year award, and when I looked at who won the award, I knew, we gave the award earlier this year, so I already knew who won the award, so. But when I tried to think of one word that describes this dealer, the one word that comes to mind is passion. So this particular dealer, I believe, truly embodies the spirit of what we're trying to portray at Orascoptic. If you were to cut them open, they would bleed blue, and truly through and through, this person represents Orascoptic to the core, and I believe is a great brand steward for us in this particular market. Along with that passion, I find myself getting involved in many conversations with this individual, and many of those conversations come back to that passion point, right? Wanting to grow that market, wanting to do new innovative things constantly, and I think that's a testament again to this particular dealer's dedication towards our product line and ultimately that market that they serve. So for the Dealer of the Year award, we scored this in two categories. So we measured it based on year-over-year sales growth. So the highest percentage sales growth over prior year, 2012 for 2011. And the second point is the highest increase in revenue. So it's percent growth and revenue dollars. So in 2011, this particular dealer sales were $532,000 annualized. In 2012, this dealer sold $675,000. So they grew their sales $143,000 year over year, which is 126% growth rate. That's amazing. To grow that much, not only from a percentage standpoint, but from a dollar standpoint, in a market which I would argue it's a developed market. The conversation in that market isn't around educating why we should use loops. It's very similar to the United States in terms of adoption rates and things like this. So many challenges in that market exist. So I'd like to recognize Pascal in his absence, and Sedentaire is the Dealer of the Year for Orascoptic.
Originally saying no and then saying yes.
He always wears me down. He wore me down today.
No, I know. It was a beautiful
That's why
thing
I'm so tired.
to watch. So that was great.
Yeah.
Can I give just an outside perspective to say that this group from Orascoptic is probably what, we work with a lot of companies. And I enjoy the relationship with Orascoptic the most because it reflects more of the family values of Rudy Project. And so I think you guys privileged to have a team, James, Damon, Patrick, and everyone else. So, I mean, we should raise a glass. To be honest, this is an amazing event. So, here, here.
Cheers. Salud.
Starting to talk about
Everyone's dancing.
choking up.
What's the name again?
Two.
Yeah, we got a video though.
Bye,
Send it to him.
Yeah, that's
Run around and
fantastic.
eliminate them, you know, like that.
Wearing his new
Yeah.